Turtles, heroes in a half shell. Turtle power.
Hello, Wasteland, and welcome to this episode of Wasteland Workshop. Well, what are we looking at today? We have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Well, doesn't really need an introduction, does it? I was in Home Bargains here in lovely sunny Tamworth, and I came across these, as you do in Home Bargains, and I thought to myself, well, hang on, if these are the right scale and the right price, these could be turned into a little bit crazier than normal Gaslands cars, or indeed any post-apocalypse cars. Now, this one here was the one that caught my eye. I believe this is the what is it called? The Hot Rod one? Viewers at home have already seen it. I'm just blind. There it is. Mikey in Hot Rod. There you go. So this is the one that caught my eye because the actual size of it looks very close to a Hot Wheels greaser type car. So I thought, well, hang about. If that's just the right size, then we could be onto a winner here for these being ideal. But the nice thing is, because they're in Home Bargains, the price has been reduced. This one especially, which I believe is Donnie in the Speed Demon. Although I don't think I'll have much use for the figure. He's got a bit of a rat fink thing going on. The car itself is a perfectly sized car, and the engine looks like just the right size to be a big, beefy, menacing engine. I think the only complaint I would have about these is, besides the giant figure on top, this being, what is it, Raphael in the, it's a good name, look at that, Shell Razor, oh snap, is that while you've got this big ass goofy figure on top, the wheels are a bit bland. There's not much sort of going on there. But besides that, the amount of detail is fantastic. You've even got the paint chipping effect going on, or sort of like a corrosion effect going on. So it should be nice and easy. Just pop the back off, pull the sucker out, and see what we've got to work with. Yeah, so straight away, what's underneath? Oh wow, these were made in 2014, so these are 4 years old. Yep, this is a nice up-to-date video for all you folks. Made in China, because everything is. Interestingly enough, screw-on bases, which means that these are going to be really easy for taking apart to, like, for example, change the wheels over. Likewise, if the little character on top, which is I think it's a plastic, it's got a bit of a rubbery feel to it. If I can unscrew the base, I can quite quickly and easily find the pin that's holding him in and just pull him straight out. That'll be nice and simple. Pull it open from the bottom. They open up pretty easily, to be fair. Sling that. That comes. Then just knock all that off. So here we are with Shell Razor. Again, it's a nice clean molded car. I love, this is something that I saw in the store that I knew I'd want it for. The amount of detail on the back of this is brilliant. You know, you've got these little barrels, and the barrels themselves have got like these little rivets going down the sides, and then these twin engines that are real sort of wacky science kind of jet engines coming out the back of this van. The amount of little details and vents and bolts that have been added, absolutely fantastic. So yes, that is going to be really cool. Again, it's the same kind of rubbery plastic on the driver, and the same on the bottom. 2 screws, so it's going to be nice and easy to pop this open. I will say as well, you can see straight through it, so sadly this is going to be just a giant plastic shell. Turtle joke. A giant plastic shell on a metal base, so there's not really going to be any, well, there isn't going to be any interior to play with, sadly. You can see that's pretty much the ideal size. Lengthwise, minus the little barrels at the end, it's ideal. It's absolutely ideal. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to have any issues at all converting that over. as a post-apocalyptic vehicle. Alright, let's have a look at Donnie in the, what was it, Mean Machine? Speed Demon. So, like I said, the driver here, he's got a bit of a Ratfink look about him, which is pretty neat. The profile is really quite menacing. Same again, yeah, same again on the underside, 2 screws. Copyright 2015 though, so this is 3 years old rather than 4 years old. And one of the things I noticed on the hot rod, as well as on this one, because these are just hollow shells, there's no interior detailing. The actual windows are effectively just painted on. There's not a separate layer of plastic behind it. But on the plus side, all the bodies on all of these are plastic, so they're going to be super easy to modify, to damage with a craft knife and all that.
We're really hip.
They're heroes in the half shell and they're green.
Hey, get a grip.
When the evil shredder attacks, these turtle boys don't cut them no slack. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Splinter taught them to be ninja teens.
He's a radical rat.
Leonardo leads, Donatello does machines.
That's a fact, Jack.
Raphael is cool but rude.
Give me a break.
Michelangelo is a party dude. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power.
Okay, so I've unscrewed all the cars. I've taken out their stock base wheels, these sort of overly simple, shiny wheels with the really smooth tyres, and I've replaced them. I think I only missed one, and that's on the van, but we'll get to that. So on the hot rod, I've gone for, you know, these nice industrial looking tyres that are wobbly. You know, this is going to be a bit of a ramshackle hot rod, I think. Yeah, it still runs though, you know, it still goes. On the Speed Demon, went for double tyres at the back. You see these occasionally on some of the older Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars where they've been modelled to look like 2 tyres, so stuck them there. They are significantly smaller than the original tyres, which is nice, so the profile is lower now, which is good. And at the front, again, these are just standard Matchbox wheels, which is nice. They do still move, so that's good. And finally, on the battle van, I put on these ginormous, I'm pretty sure these were Matchbox tractor wheels, but to me they've always been really hideous, and I've just been looking for something to put them on. I will probably cover over the hubcap itself because it's such a big, glaring, kind of ugly part of the wheel, but the tread's nice, which is important. And again, on the front, I've used the stock wheels from the vans. So I'll cut now to when I've finished putting some plastic details on them. Right, so there you have it. I've quickly taken just little bits of white Plasticard and stuck them over the holes where the drivers were. And to be fair, once they're painted up, I don't think you'll be able to notice it at all. Now, I've said before, these are wonderful bases to start off a build. There are things that could be done to improve them, like changing the wheels or adding new details, but what you do have already moulded on there is fantastic, like this little gun just on the side there above the doors. You know, it's little details like that that make these cars perfect, really. So same again, bit of Plasticard at the back and on top, and there you go. And same again with the Speed Demon, it really was just a bit of white Plasticard on there. Damaged it up a bit because at the end of the day they're not going to have these perfectly straight squares in the Wasteland. But there you go. Fantastic. So, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Wasteland Workshop. This has been quite a quick episode. We've not really looked at anything out of the ordinary, really. Just taking toy cars and how we can change and improve them. So, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time on the next video. Bye bye.